Hello and welcome to another draft. I'm Ryan with Team Mana Bluff. I'm actually jumping into a Return to Ravnica Swiss here. This is in preparation for the Dragon's Maze pre-release. I just want to get familiar with the Return to Ravnica cards again because I don't remember much. I do remember that Rixmati Guildmage is awesome. I'm kind of bummed to be passing up a Gorehouse Chainwalker because that's what I love. But it looks like we're just going to drop one of the best guild mages in the format and see what else we can get going from there. Don't care about Gerard's Orders. This might come back, so we might grab a Cobble Brute. Dagger Drum Imp, I actually like in Golgari. Fine 2-drop, but not awesome. Yeah, we're definitely taking the best card in the pack here. I like Growing Ranks in the Selesnya deck. There isn't a super strong Rakdos follow-up. Really don't want to be playing Rakdos Shredfreak and don't want to be picking it up here over something else. So I'm going to take the Centaur's Herald. Yeah, Growing Ranks is more powerful if you have the token makers, but Centaur's Herald is what enables that deck and is much more important. I'm not excited for it because we are passing Eyes in the Skies and Growing Ranks third pick, so someone's going to be thinking, oh, Selesnya is super open. But again, I just think it's more important to have the building blocks, the foundation of the Selesnya deck before you get into the real powerful cards. Or do I? Yeah, I think that's the right pick here, but you know what? This is Swiss. I'm here to have some fun and just kind of remember the cards. I'm going to take Growing Ranks. It's totally changing up my strategy. So we'll take it, and if that ends up flowing, then we'll be pretty good. Kind of like with Cellar of Songbirds here. Not amazing. Oh wait, Arrest. Hello, Arrest. I'm gonna snatch up Arrest right now. Totally looked over that. I would take Cellar of Songbirds if Arrest was in the pack, despite the combat tricks, and because you do want to get the populates on. But I'll take Arrest happily. Seeing it this as a third pick kind of suggests that we have an open color here. Overgrown Tomb, Void Wielder, Cellar of Songbirds. I'm going to take Overgrown Tomb for value, even though these dual lands aren't worth a whole lot. I always grab them. And we're not picking up anything super strong anyway. Void Wielder's probably the best card in the pack. But we're not going to look to move into blue. We'd probably just take Cellar of Songbirds over it. So we'll just take our 2-ticket card and be happy with that. Ooh, here's a pick. Lia of Sky Knight is pretty awesome. It's in a premier drop in the in our what's the name of that guild? Azorius deck. And really, Arrest and Rixmati Guildmage is the only thing we care about. We're not seeing any Rakdos, so I'm happy to move away from it. If I wanted to prioritize Growing Ranks, I'd go with Cellar of Songbirds and get that train going, and we saw a lot of these. But I'm going to take Sky Knight, because if we end up moving into Azorius, that could be cool. And this is actually a card I wouldn't even mind splashing in the, whatchamacallit, in the Selesnya build. Ooh. So Tristani's Judgment or Towering Intrigue. Towering Intrigue, I just love. It just shuts down so much. But I think Tristani's Judgment, as a wonderful removal spell plus populate, is going to be very strong. Much more than anything else here. So we'll take it, and now I do kind of want to start getting into some token makers, which we could not be seeing since we passed so much, and we just have guys that populate but without any tokens. And since there's nothing here for us in it, we will take Soulsworn Spirit, which is really good in the Azorius deck. So we'll grab it in case that's where we end up going. Rumbleback Rhino, I'm not excited for. Ogre Jailbreaker is probably the best card. We don't need a Golgari Guildgate. I'm not planning on being Selesnya Splash Black. If we do, we actually have the better duel. So yeah, we'll just take this in case we need a playable. I'm not excited for it. Surprised Calroot came back, even though that's kind of what I was hoping when I first picked Rixmati. We'll take Crosstown Courier as a playable in Azorius over Transguild Promenade. Don't care about the other ones here. This is actually a pretty good card, but I think we're going to stick to our whites. Cool. Eyes in the Sky is coming back is exactly what we want. Very happy to see it, and I hope that will reward us later on. Oh, hey, Kitty. No one cares about Kitty. We'll take Savage Surge. There's so many great combat tricks in Selesnya that's what we want. None of these matter. Elmer. We're not playing. I'm hoping not to play this card, because no one, I mean, that's just a horrible 5-drop. But we'll see. So we're kind of all over the place. I don't know if that is an indication of just how I'm drafting or of being in a Swiss queue, which always has weird signals to read. We're definitely out of the Rakdos. We're going to be playing white. I really want to be in the Populate deck for Selesnya. Our blue, the Lily of Sky Knight is awesome, is much weaker than anything else that we might have with Populate. Like a Centaur's Herald is like key right now. Important to note, we do have a sweet bomb rare here that we're not grabbing in black. Desecration Demon's awesome. Splatter Thug's amazing. Thought Flare is so good in Simic. Or not in Simic, gosh. Simic's my favorite guild, but that's not this set. In Is It? Yeah, we're just going to be happy taking Centaur's Herald, exactly what we want. Would love to have the Sunspire Griffin come back. That ain't happening. Might get Druid's Deliverance, but we can get that whenever. Yeah, I think it's just a clear pick here of going Centaur's Herald and trying to move into token makers with our various Populate pieces here. Gonna be looking for Dreadbore. Wow, this is just an amazing pack, but with cards that we are not caring about. Annihilating Fire is great. Dreadbore is amazing also, even though it's sorcery speed. Dead Reveler, Deviant Glee, and Rakdos. But unfortunately there's no Selesnya card here besides Selesnya Guildgate. Monitor and Slitherhead don't care about. Despite picking up Centaur's Herald, I'll grab the Lily of Sky Knight again if we end up having to be pushed into an Azorius build. Although, I guess at this point, I really need to kind of solidify into one guild or another, even though I don't want to Karaz to Monitor. I mean, if we're just needing playables, that might be the pick here, and being a little bit disciplined. I'm just going to see what the next pack comes and go with more powerful spells. If we're really being cut on our token makers, then fine. And luckily we get a Knightly Valor here, which will be good in any deck, but obviously way more powerful in our Populate strategy. I'm not surprised that we're seeing Rakdos coming around in this pack, because it was pretty much non-existent in the first pack, so people are kind of moved away from it. We're going to take Knightly Valor here. Take as many of those as you can. Ooh, Teleportal, my favorite card in the set. I love doing Is It with Teleportals in the deck. Here it's between Tristani's Judgment and Eyes in the Skies with sort of a bonus common bond here. We already have a Tristani's Judgment, and I think if what we're needing are a bunch of tokens, then Eyes in the Skies is what we want. It comes down a turn earlier, and even this removal spell, I think I want to prioritize, again, making our actual tokens so that our Populate cards are going to be on board. Things like our Growing Ranks and our Tristani's Judgment and the other Populate that we'll be getting later on. Would love it if this came back. Don't anticipate it, though. Ooh, Dramatic Rescue. That card's cool. Volatile Rig is awesome. I'm surprised it's still here. Sphere of Safety. I loved when this deck got going, the enchantment deck. That was pretty cool. We're not doing it. There's an argument to take the Azorius Guildgate here to splash in some of our blue, but I actually don't want to do that. I'd rather just take this really solid 4-drop. This is a super powerful 4-drop, even though it has, of course, some volatile endings to it that may not be beneficial to the deck, but overall, you're getting way more value than what 4 mana normally gets you, especially at a colorless. Dredge Beetle, not excited for. I don't care about Soul Tithe, especially not having a lot of enchantments to care about, which works with that other enchantment that gets +1/+1 for every enchantment you own. I'd rather just start filling out 2-drops since I don't have 2s or 3s right now. Well, I guess Centaur's Herald is a 3, but we just need some more playables at this part of our curve. Which is kind of where the same pick goes. We're Goblin Electromancer, I love. We already have a Savage Stitch, I need another one. This is never being played. So even though this is the 2-drop that we don't care a lot about, we're just gonna fill it out right now. Hmm. Aerial Predation, just a sideboard card, but a very strong sideboard card, versus Stonefair Crocodile, which is not amazing, but again, just being low in our 3-drop playables, we're grabbing it. And that really has solidified us now into Selesnya. I remember we have those Sky Knights, which means we're going to take Druid's Deliverance here. Hopefully the populate ability of this will matter. And this is kind of when you want Druid's Deliverance. We'll take a Selesnya Guild Lake. That'll really help us splash black if we want, with our dual land, in case we open, you know, a really nice premium black card that we end up splashing, especially with the second Guild Gate here. Kind of a nombo with these two, but you don't really care about it. This can come down turn 2 and then go into turn 3 just fine. We'll just take Perilous Shadow in case someone is running it. Sphere of Safety. I'll remember we have it, not planning on building that enchantment deck. So we're looking at a pretty underpowered deck here with our 2s and 3s really down. I do like that we have some token makers. It's just not consistent enough to have the nuts Selesnya deck. So we're going to see if that kind of comes to us in this third pack to round us out. And again, we're picking a lot of these just for fun anyway. King Apparition is actually a fine 2-drop. It's a little bit more in the what do you call it? The Azorius deck, but here's our most powerful card, and it's really good. And I think since we didn't get a premium Selesnya card right here, I think I'm going to have to splash into the 3-color deck, which is so what I don't want to be doing in the Return to Ravnica draft. Same with like Gatecrash, you just want to be a solid 1 color deck. But we already have 2 Guild Gates, we have those really strong blues, so we're going to be looking to play all 3 colors here, sadly. But that's just a really powerful card, and there was nothing else for us. On the flip side, we could go ahead and do the Karazda Guildmage, just because that'll work with our already dual blue. But I think I like dual black land. I like our blue splash much better anyway. We'll take Slayer of Songbirds here, which again we need for our populate. We'd like to get a Rootboard Defenses. That's a wonderful trick, and with our 1/1 tokens that are going to be running around, we should be able to get populate off pretty well. But I'm going to prioritize Slayer of Songbirds, even though it's a weaker card than Rootborn Defenses. We just don't have enough token makers to make Rootborn Defenses awesome. Ooh, Void Wielder, you're fun. Ooh, Frostborn Weird. Oh, too good. Yeah, it's really fun kind of getting back into this this format, and I'm really happy with what we're doing because, yeah, I kind of forgot a lot about what was being played. I would like this Azorius Guildgate to table to help us with our blue splash, but we're going to take the super solid Sunspire Griffin here, which we definitely want on turn 3. That'll be doing a whole lot for us, so we'll grab it. Ethereal Armor, that's a card. Yeah, we're not seeing any of our token makers here, so we're probably next to someone else playing the populate deck. We don't need another Druid's Deliverance. I'm debating between Selesnya, Sentry, the Key Rune, and Ethereal Armor. Key Rune will help smooth out our blue splash, but I'm not really looking to ramp into a whole lot. And Ethereal Armor can be pretty powerful. We have 2 enchantments right now, so it's not going to do a whole lot besides the +1 regularly. So I guess I don't care that much about it. So I think it's between Key Rune and Sentry. And how much do I care about just getting a solid playable 3 versus smoothing out our deck? And I think this is what we need, because I think we are going to end up playing a lot of blue with our different Sky Knights coming out. Ooh, another Teleportal. Somebody's in heaven. It's a fine sideboard card. I wouldn't mind getting that later, but I think we'll just take Vassal Soul. We're definitely playing some white, and with the little blue and white, we'll just have a nice flyer here. Giant Growth. I'll run pretty much any one in a green deck. Yeah, I don't want to get too fancy on the blues. I'm really just taking overpowered blue cards. And this deck isn't going to be consistently having a 1-drop So I think we'll just take the sideboard aerial predation. I don't want it over Armory Guard, which I don't care much about, even though it will regularly be a 2/5 with Vigilance, because we'll be playing both these guild gates. And I don't think I want more 3s, because I already have a Stonefire Crocodile, it's lame. And I'm going to have those Sky Knights in here at 3. So yeah, we'll take our sideboard aerial predation. I think we'll take Centaur's Accord here. We are going to be looking to be more splashing the blue than anything. And with the Kiru now, it would be a little easier to get out the Centaur's Accord. We do have a lot of Populate. And in Action Junction, I don't want to have as the 4th blue card in this deck. Another Giant Growth, or we can cut Pursuit of Flight. I think we'll take Giant Growth in the event that we cut a lot of our Populate tricks and just have regular tricks, which will be kind of key. Wow! Can't believe Frostborn Weird is still here. That is super surprising. Adios, Frostborn Weird. Same with Inspiration. Best card there. Goodbye. I can cut a Fixer in case someone in the next 3 picks to me wants it. Although I think Pursuit of Flight is much more powerful, so we'll get rid of Pursuit of Flight. Dark Revenant, goodbye. Hey, Judge's Familiar, it's even a playable. So we have kind of a monstrosity of a deck, which is to be expected, me jumping back into a Return to Ravnica draft, having not played it for a while. I think it's going to be pretty fun, though. We're in Swiss, so it's not like I'm not going to get the full value of relearning the format here and the different cards that we might be seeing. And that's kind of the whole point of this particular draft, to get ready for Dragon's Maze. That being said, I'm going to put you all on hold for a second while I do some deck building. Cool, so here's the initial breakdown. You see our 25 cards here, and that has with our 3 blue cards. I'm not counting Vassal Soul, the Liev Sky Knight and New Prov Guildmage. I haven't decided if this is what I want to be keeping in the deck right now. And you'll see we're at 13 creatures, but really that's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 creatures, so we're actually pretty heavy on creature count. And I'm thinking, I mean, we really don't care about this Rumbleback Rhino or the Kravid, although Rumbleback Rhino with the Knight of Valor could be kind of cool. Really, I'm trying to pay attention to what our Populate cards are and how many token generators we have. We have a Centaur's Herald, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of a 6th. So, honestly, our Populate isn't going to be super amazing. And I'm considering our Growing Ranks and Druid's Deliverance because of that. And I kind of do want to go down to 18 lands, since our blue is going to be 3 cards on splash. The more we have, the better with New Prov Guildmage with blue sources. And on top of that, I mean, look at our 2-drops. They're pretty weak, and they're really, they have 0 synergy together to be able to have the right kind of cards here. I think we might just get incremental advantage with our Populate from either 1 Herald or our Eyes in the Skies bumping out another 1/1 bird token or Knightly Valor, because these are going to most likely just be instant 1/1 creatures, which we're not excited for at all. This is tough because we have a very mediocre deck, and I do think we need to put in the powerful cards just to kind of get somewhere. See, I think the cuts here are our Populate guys, because I don't think they're going to be reliable enough to be effective. And then that gets us at 23, but again, I want to play 18 lands, and so I'm happy to just cut this 5-drop. Not going to do a whole lot. Rumbleback Rhino, though not awesome, will kind of get us there with a little bit, and then kind of hope that our splash is going to set us back too much. So, let's add some land, see how dangerous this gets. We have 3 blue. I would love to play 4 islands. Bummer that none of them are in our guilds, but we have enough white and green sources to kind of smooth out the rest. A lot of white, probably because of our Sunspire Griffin and Vassal Soul, although our Vassal Soul will kind of play into our islands here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, I think we're going to go here 6 and 6 to get us 9 and 9 for our white and our green, and then and it's kind of like 8 and 8 if you don't count the key rune. And then we'll have our 4 islands for our 3 black splashes. I'm considering one more island. Even though, yeah, you kind of want Centaur's Herald on turn 1, it can be a turn 2 play. And if we go down to 7 green sources lands plus an 8th Selesnya key rune, no, I think I'm cool with this. Even though it would be amazingly lucky to get new Prov Guild Mage down on turn 2 and Leo Sky on turn 3s, we're more playing them as tempo pieces, which mean you do want them on curve, but I think it's also just to kind of like be able to bash through someone's larger guys and maybe get our flyers on board. Yeah, I like this. Gives us our 18 lands. Yeah, with like one more island. Well, I'll keep an eye out for that. I think we're going to start here and then see where it goes. And then see what cards I remember in the rest of the format, because I don't remember any of them. That's going to be the joy of round 1. We'll see you then.